Hey besties, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lara Savage. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this bustier dress. Guys, if you've not seen the pattern making, I made the pattern in one of my previous videos. I would link it up here so you guys can go check it out. It's a beginner friendly pattern making tutorial. I did it in a very easy way so that you guys can understand it really well. So I also made a bustier top that doesn't have straps. I have the video on my channel already, so you guys can go check that out as well. It's super easy. Now this time we're making a bustier dress with straps. Let's get into this particular tutorial. So guys, this is what it looks like. This is the center back, the side back. At the bottom of all the pieces, both the front and the back, I put 1 inch seam allowance. And then on this side right here, we have half an inch. Then right here on the center back, we have 1.5 inches. So on this one as well, this is the side back. On the side, you have 1.5 inches. And then on all the other sides, you have half an inch. Then the bottom, 1 inch. Then the center front is cut on a fold. So you have to cut it on a fold and then put half an inch on this sides, the top and the side, and then at the bottom is 1 inch. And finally, we have the side front. So the side of the side front is 1.5 inches, and we have half an inch all around the other sides and 1 inch at the bottom. So that's how you are going to cut out your pieces, just like this. I have also gone ahead to cut out the lining piece. I'm also going to cut out interfacing basically. So you're going to cut it in these exact measurements for the front alone, only the front, and then you're going to iron your stay to your main fabric, to the back of your main fabric. So cut out your stay and iron it to your main fabric. Then we're going to come back and see how we're joining it together. So guys, there's no light right now, so I'm going to show you guys how to join your fabric using the lining pieces. So when I want to finally sew it together, in my own case, I'm going to make sure I've ironed the stay on it before even doing anything. So guys, this is the front piece. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the center front, so just like this. Can you guys see what it looks like? This is what it looks like. And then you're going to place it right sides facing the other side. So just like this, right sides facing. And then I'm going to sew it from the bottom right here till I get to this top. So once you are pinning it, make sure you pin before you start working. Once I finish pinning it, it's going to get to somewhere around here. So I'm going to pin it down so you guys can see what I'm doing. So starting from the bottom right here, I'm going to pin it. So guys, this is what it looks like. You can choose to even pad it when you're done. So I might choose to pad it, but for now I'm not padding it yet. But I think I might choose to pad it basically so that it can stand really, really well. So guys, this is what it looks like. I'm going to do this for this side, and then I'm going to repeat this same process, placing it right sides facing on this side, and I'm going to sew it as well. So it's going to have my full front piece basically just like this. Then I'm going to take the back as well. Remember, this was our dart. So what we're going to do is we're going to place it right sides facing each other and just sew it down using half of an inch seam allowance. So place it right side facing together, sew it down, take the second back piece, place it right side facing as well, and sew it down. So you're going to have your piece basically looking like a full back piece basically. And I'll see you when I get back. So guys, this is what it looks like after sewing it together. Now if you want to pad it, you're going to add your pads inside, and I just want to sew it together first, then know if I want to pad it. So this is what mine looks like. This is the lining as well. I have sewn it, and this is what it looks like. The back as well, I've sewn it together, and this is what it looks like. So what you're going to do is you're going to place the back together, right sides facing each other, so the lining and the main fabric. You're going to sew it from this top right here down to the center back and down to the hem. So you're not touching the side seam or this side of the armhole. So you're going to just do the center back right here to the hem. So that's what you're going to do for this one. And then placing the lining with the main fabric again for the second side of the back, you're going to sew it from here down to the center back, down to the hem. Guys, I used the black interfacing. That's why it's black at the back. If you have a white interfacing, it's still the same thing. So this is black. That's why it's like this. So I'm going to place it right sides facing each other, the lining and the main fabric, right sides facing. And we're going to sew it from the top right here, down to the side and down to the hem. Then the center front like this, from the top right here, down along the top to the other side. And then you're going to skip. So this part that is going to be open will only be this side, so the shoulder side and the hem. So you're going to sew it down like this to the side. So that's what you're going to do. So basically, you're going to sew it like this at the middle and at the side. This is going to be open. The shoulders are going to be open. So that's what you guys are going to do for this. So for your skirt part, so the bottom part of our dress, you are going to cut out a fabric that is your hip circumference divided by 4, and you're going to add 2 inches to this wide measurement for your seam allowance. Now this particular measurement is going to be your front measurement for your skirt, and you're going to fold it into 2. Now the length of this is whatever length you want from your waist down to the hem of your dress. So measure it from your waist to your hem of your dress, and that's what you should cut out, and add about 1 inch to 2 inches seam allowance on the end of it. Now for the back, you're going to cut out an excess of this fabric. The back is going to be wider than the front because we're going to put a zipper, right? So you will notice in my own piece right here, there's an excess on the side for the back. So that excess is 1.5 inches. Now to get this full measurement, you're going to cut out your hip divided by 4. You're going to add 2 inches for your seam allowance and then 3 inches for the zipper allowance. Remember, one side will have 1.5, the other side will have 1.5. So fold it into 2, this wide piece, and then cut it into 2. The back is not on fold because we would need to be able to wear it and sew our zipper. So cut it into 2, and you're going to have 2 pieces for the back and 1 folded piece for the front. Now remember, the length is whatever length you want from your waist down to the hem of your dress, plus an additional 1 inch to 2 inches. We'll put the center front right here, align it very well, and this will be our zipper allowance for this side for the back. Now guys, from this front right here, don't start measuring from this back piece. From the front, center front right here, you're going to measure your waist circumference divided by 4. Once that is marked, you're going to go 1 inch further, and that will be your dart allowance for the waist. And then after that, you're going to go 1 inch again for your sewing allowance and the sewing allowance that you use to connect it to the lining. Then you're going to go down to your hip measurement. So from your waist to your hip, you're going to go down by it plus half of an inch. So that half an inch is what you're going to use to connect it to the top of this dress that we're making. And on that line, I'm going to just measure my hip measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch for my seam allowance for that side. So remember, we're using 1 inch. So I'm just going to measure it right there and mark it down. So I'm just going to join this measurement on my waist to the one on my hip, straight down to the end. And I'm going to cut it out right there so that I can have my skirt pieces ready. Now guys, for the dart, you're going to measure your nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2 and mark it right here. And then on this point, you're going to go inwards and outwards by half of an inch. So for the front dart, you're going to go down by 3 inches. Then the back dart is going to be by 4 inches. Guys, this is very, very important. The front and the back darts are different lengths, basically. They are the same at the top, but different lengths. So I'm going to create our dart shape, that V shape that we always make. And look at it, my dart is already ready for the front. So once I'm sewing, I'm going to sew the dart down on the front, on this other side, and then on this back side, I'm going to do it as well. But the back side is going to be this exact measurement, but 4 inches down, not 3 inches like the front, 4 inches down. So the next thing we're going to do is you're going to cut out your lining piece. Now cut out this exact piece on your lining, but minus it by half of an inch or 1 inch. So in that way, when I sew my lining to my skirt, it won't be poking out. So nobody's going to see any lining at the other side. So when I sew it, it's going to be clean on the end. Guys, I've cut out the lining, and can you see this is the half an inch less that I said I was going to leave. And now I'm going to take one of my back pieces and one of my lining pieces, and I'm going to place it right sides facing each other. But instead of sewing it from the top like this, I'm going to move it down to the hem of the skirt basically. And then I'm going to sew it along that end right there. So sew it along the edge of the hem basically of your skirt. So once you're done sewing that part, you're now going to pull it upwards. So when you pull it, this part is going to become folded by half an inch. So pull it up, and then you're now going to sew the sides of this. So this part and this part, you're going to sew it down. But that's after you sew this one. So make sure you sew the hem before you do anything, before you pull anything upwards. Sew the hem together and then pull it up. For the front as well, you're going to do the same process for it. Open it up, and then you're going to place it right sides facing each other. Then sew it along the end right here. So this hem, sew it along this end, and when you're done, pull it up and sew the two sides down. So like I said, sew the hem. When you're done, pull it up and sew the two sides. So guys, now that I've sewn it, this is what it looks like. Now when you sew yours, also snip every curve on your piece basically. Snip it so that you have enough room to be able to turn it perfectly. So I've done that for this. This is the back pieces as well. I've done that for it as well. Now I'm going to turn it inside out. So guys, I have turned it inside out. Can you guys see what it looks like? It's looking really, really good. Now I'm going to take it and place it right sides facing the back. Now remember the back side is like this. So I'm going to place it right sides facing the right way. So the side should be touching the side just like this. Now what you're going to do is you're going to align the shoulder seams together. Align them perfectly well. So just like this. Can you guys see? And then you're going to take this piece just like this and place it over like this. So can you guys see? So you're sandwiching the other shoulder inside this one, and then you're going to sew it down right there. Now guys, once this is sewn, as you've pinned this, you're going to now insert this. So this is going to automatically go in, but make sure it's inside because you don't want to sew on the front piece basically. So you're going to now place it right sides facing. Make sure that shoulder is inside, and then you're going to sew it down from this point down to the side. So just watch what I'm doing so that you guys can be able to do the other side correctly. So just pin it down, and then continue pinning it down just like this. Once you're done pinning the armhole, pin the sides as well. And then you're just going to sew it down just like that. Now, guys, do this same process for this other side as well. Put it right sides facing, put it together like I sandwiched it here, and just do exactly the same thing here on this one. So guys, I have sewn it. Can you see what it looks like? This is what it looks like. I have sewn this part. So how you remove it is you just push it out just like this and it's ready. Can you guys see what it looks like? I have done the other side as well. So this is what we have right here. So guys, this is what my skirt pieces are looking like. I have sewn it and now I'm going to snip. So I've snipped the edges. So the corners, the curves basically, whatever has a curve, you're going to snip it and then you're going to turn it inside out. So guys, I have turned it inside out and can you see what it looks like? I have pinned down the dart side as well so that when I'm sewing everything, I can sew it at once. So you can see I've sewn the darts down right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this down just like this. And then I'm going to take the front part of this and I'm going to lay it down like this as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure my darts are aligned. So the darts are aligned and then I'm going to just sew it right sides facing each other along this point like this. So right here, sew it down just right there. Now, when you sew it, it's going to give you like a full front piece. So your full front is going to be ready. And then you're going to take the back pieces as well. So the same way we're doing the front, we're going to take the back pieces. So these are my back pieces right here. Align it correctly so that the zipper part is going to be at the center. Now that I've aligned it, I'm going to align the back of the top part as well. So this is what it's going to look like. And just like I did the front, I'm going to do the back as well. Place it right sides facing each other and sew it down right there. So sew it down on those two spots. Let the sides and the center seams align. And then when we're done with that sewing, we're now going to move on to how we're going to sew the sides and our zipper. So guys, this is what it's going to look like once you've sewn the top to the bottom. And what you're going to do next is you're going to just place it right sides facing each other. So the front and the back should be facing each other and you're going to sew it along the two sides. The entire two sides from the armpit side down to the hem and the other side as well, the two sides. So just sew it down and that is it. Then you're now going to add your zipper, whatever method you want to use for your zipper, that's what you're going to use. Every method you are comfortable with works well with this dress. So guys, this is what it finally looks like. I have finished it. I have done my zipper. Can you guys see? I have sewn the zipper right here. And this is what the front basically looks like. Now you can pad it on the chest area, but I chose to leave it like this because it's still really nice on my body. And this is what I have right here. And guys, that's all I have for this amazing tutorial. I hope you guys loved it. If you try it out, please don't forget to tag me on Instagram at Lara Creations, and I'll be ready to showcase your work with all my growing followers and even here on YouTube. Guys, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Join the Nothing member. Membership gives you access to amazing exclusive videos. Until my next video, do have yourself a wonderful morning, noon, or night wherever you are. It's still your favorite content creator and fashion entrepreneur, Lara Savage, signing out.